Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
Welcome to the West Texas View. I'm Johnny Lou Avery, and last Sunday I introduced to you Melody Davis and Georgianne Davis, her mother. And Melody is a Girl Scout who is working on her Gold Award, but she's been in Girl Scouts for a number of years, about 11, and her mother has been in Girl Scouts way back when and is now a volunteer for Scouts. And since this is the 100th year anniversary of Girl Scouts, I wanted us to talk about how this organization has evolved and remained relevant through the years so that it is continuing to be such a power base for young women, to teach leadership skills and to teach character and citizenship and courage to go out and be the best that they can be. And so I wanted us to spend this Sunday talking about some of the things that they have gained from this experience. And I want to start with you, Georgianne, since you've been in Girl Scouts for the longest period of time, both as a scout, a Girl Scout, and as a volunteer. What did it mean to you to be in Scouts? And I know you were in for more of a brief time, and it was in your very formative years.
Right. I was in elementary school, and I remember the friends that I made with the girls in my troop. We learned about lots of different topics and different skills and things like that, cooking, manners, sewing, camping, survival, first aid, all of those types of things, and then lots of fun things too. And I just remember we had a good time with each other. We did a lot of problem solving as a group and learning all of those different things together, and I think it was a really good experience for me. And then, of course, we sold cookies every year, and which are pretty easy to sell.
That's right. Everybody waits for the cookies.
You hold them out there, and people say, "Oh, yes,
I want them. I want." But one of the things that I know from my experience of having worked in and being a Girl Scout in the younger days is that one of the things that determine whether you get to continue with your Girl Scout experience is the number of volunteers we have leading it.
That's true.
The staff, the paid staff of Girl Scouts, from the top level all the way down to the local level, is almost, well, it's just so few.
Right.
But they provide wonderful training materials for our Girl Scout volunteers. But now, and that's one of the reasons you agreed to volunteer, is you wanted to make sure your daughter had these opportunities.
Oh, yes. Yes, we had our first troop. We had great families that got involved in it, and several moms that wanted to be part of it, and we took turns, so it wasn't so overwhelming as far as the responsibilities and the planning and getting all the activities together for the girls. We took turns, and so it made it very easy to manage in those years. And we took turns with the meetings and planning the activities, and we all had a role, and that made it really great. And then we moved and joined another troop, had the same great leadership in that troop, and jumped right in with them, and again got to share the responsibility and the time commitments that it takes. And so and then again when we moved to Midland, same thing, a really great group of people to be involved with, and which is really a blessing for us. Because at the level that Melody is at, we have fewer girls that are involved and fewer volunteers also. The troop that we're involved in right now has been together since Brownies. And the two main leaders that we have, Lisa Morgan and Ray Riley, have done an awesome job. And then along the way, we've had several great parents as well that have been wonderfully involved and kept the troop going. And we jumped in when Melody was in 8th grade and have been able to be very active in that and keep her going with her goals.
And by the time you reach your age, Melody, you're helping with some of the younger troops, and actually you've learned your leadership skills, and so you're paying back already. Yes. And so tell us what you got out of
I got a lot of leadership skills as well as friendships. As I've moved, all the friends that I've kept in Girl Scouts, those are really the ones that I've stayed in closest touch with. And the other friends from just school, they've kind of drifted away, and it's just kind of a, hey, how are you? But the ones that I've kept in touch with Girl Scouts, they've stayed really close friends. And then I've also learned a lot of different skills just because of the badges. I remember in Brownies especially.
I love the badge concept.
In Brownies especially, we could go through 1 or 2 badges at every meeting, and it just introduced us to all different aspects of life, and we were able to find our interests specifically, and we just tried it then. And so we would try it out, and then if you liked it, you could keep going with it, but if you didn't, you didn't have to. And then once you moved up to juniors, it was closer to what your interests were, and they were a little bit harder to get. And then when I first started as a cadet, they had interest patches. And they were pretty difficult to get because there were a lot of different aspects of it. But you could do it on what you liked to do. And then you could also, if there was somebody in your troop that was really good at something, we would do it as a troop to get to, so that I could try out one of what my friend liked. And that just brought us closer together. And now they have the Journey books, which are a little bit different, but it's still, we worked on it as a group, and we learned about each other through that too.
And the Journey book is something new to me.
Yes, it is.
And so I'm not familiar. I'm very familiar with the badges. And the interesting thing about well, let's go back and review for the people who are not real familiar or don't have daughters. Is the first level is Daisies. The second level is Brownies. The third level is Juniors.
Then cadets
and seniors,
and then ambassadors.
So you'll be an ambassador when you graduate from high school.
I will actually be an ambassador
Next year.
Next year. Oh, okay. All right.
They're in 2-year groups
Increments.
now.
Okay.
Kindergarten first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th.
Okay.
That's how they have it grouped now.
Okay.
And the Journey books are a new curriculum that was started within the last couple of years. And it's just a different way to do very similar things where you can also earn patches. In addition to the books, when you complete the book, you get a pin or a patch.
And that was one of the 2 prerequisites to doing your project that we talked about last week. I want us to come back and talk about some of the new things in scouting, but we've got to take a break right now. We'll be back in just a minute and continue this conversation. Join us then.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.